Hey y'all, I just got back from exercising class and the sun is getting ready to set, or is setting as we speak. And I thought I'd come down here real quick and give you a full garden tour, a first of many more to come hopefully, of how the garden is doing and some good things that are happening and some flops that are happening. It's just a learning curve. So y'all come along and join me, and I'm going to show you how everything is doing. So over here in our raised bed in the ground, I've got a lot of my celery that goes all the way down there, and I'll give you a close-up of that in a minute. I've got my squash plants that are starting to leaf out and doing wonderful. There's 3 right here. And I planted randomly some green beans through here. I've got some flowers coming up right there. Those are my zinnias. I've got some other flowers that are coming up. I can't remember exactly what I planted. I'll have to hit you back on that one. Here's some more zinnias that are coming up. More of my squash. This one on the end is kind of yellowing. I'm not quite sure why, but it still looks all right. And I've got some flowers over here that are coming up. And here is my celery. It's doing wonderful. It's the pink Chinese celery, and you can see the pink stalks on it. Instead of green, they're going to be pink. And I'm ecstatic to see how they are going to turn out. Still working on the process of this, letting the grass die down. We're going to take a peek up underneath it and see how it's looking, if I can get it. So yeah, it looks like it's dying on back. Maybe in the next couple of days I'll be able to get that bed going. In this bed right here, I've got a sunflower on this end, and I've got another one on the other end. These are the ones that the birds volunteered in a pot that I had on the porch, so I went ahead and stuck them in the garden. So I don't know exactly what kind of sunflower to be, but we'll find out. It's from my bird seed. These are my cucumbers, and they're doing nicely. This one right here is starting to leaf out. And these are 2 of my pepper plants. Trying to remember which ones they were. These are the sweet California bell peppers. All of these are my Roma tomatoes, and they are starting to put out flowers. So we should be getting some fruit off of them soon. And they are the determinant. And I told you guys the determinant only gets a certain height and fruits all over once, and it's done for the season. Here are my potatoes that have come up, and they are looking very nice and lovely, full and lush. The stalks on them are really looking good. This is my Armani. I might be mispronouncing that. Cucumbers. They're supposed to taste somewhat like a cucumber cross melon, so I'm kind of curious. This is the first time I'd grown those. Here is my other sunflower over here. Here are some of my tomato plants. This one right here is the pineapple ground cherry. And some of these are my Isis candy ground cherries. On the end over here, I got some more Roma tomatoes because I had some extra and I didn't have enough in the bed. And if you walk down here, I've got some pepper plants going on down this way, and they're looking really good. Some more pineapples. I did quite a few of those. And I'll go down this row. These two on the end are my pear tomatoes. The tomatillo is on this end, and it's already starting to flower. I'll show you this beauty. It's already putting off pretty flowers. And these are my beefsteak tomatoes, and I've got some that are starting to flower. And then on the end over here, I've got some Paul Robeson tomato plants, and they're doing quite nice. Let me go back up to my beds. So that was bed number 3 we looked at, and so this is bed number 2. And I have had to pull off some leaves. They were dying. These are my cabbages. My nasturtiums are coming up, and you can eat the leaves and the flowers out of them. You can put them on your salads. Here are my cucamelons coming up. You can see those. And my peas are doing quite nicely. I'm actually starting to get my first harvest. Look at them gorgeous peas hanging off of there. I had 2 of my Brussels sprouts. 2 of them died. So in the place of that, I have put some radishes. And as you can tell right there, there's some starting to peek up. Then I've got my broccoli here in the back. And let me show you what I discovered today. If you can see it, in the center of this one, I've got a tiny little head of broccoli starting to come up. We just watered, so it's got a little droplet in there. I planted some kohlrabi right here in the center. They haven't come up yet. These are my green beans in the center. And over here on this other side is the same trellis on the 3rd bed right here, as you can tell. Those are more cucumbers. I'm gonna walk up this way. And I've got my Kajari melons starting to come up. I got 2 right there. One didn't come up, so I put another seed down. So we'll have to wait on that one. I've got some more nasturtiums coming up right here. And my peppers on the ends are doing pretty good. Still don't know what this one is yet. That was a wild card. And I'm starting to think it was just some kind of debris that got into my bag, my pot and soil bag. So we're gonna let that grow a little bit longer and see what it turns out to be. And I've got some peppers on the end here. I've got another sunflower on my first bed here. And I've got some more Kajari melons on this trellis. And I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can. These are some carrots that I left just to try to see what they were going to do. And just kind of playing around. I scratched this bed up because it just wasn't doing too well. I planted seeds earlier, and I think just the weather in general was really cold there for a while, and they just didn't do well. So I scratched it and planted some more lettuce and some onions, Walla Walla onions and evergreen onions in it. We'll see when they start coming up, hopefully. I ended up pulling the 2 peas on either side of this trellis because they just was not thriving. And these right here, if you can tell, this one's starting to bloom. That one's still kind of puny. I don't know what's going on with that. And then I've got another sunflower on the end of this bed right here. We come over here to this makeshift bed that I kind of made where I had the boards laying out. I have got some okra coming up. Okra is really slow growing, so it will take it some time, but once it gets to going, it'll do pretty good. I had some rabbits come in and chew 3 of my pepper plants on this end. These are the sweet California peppers. I left them though because it did still have some leaves. They might revive themselves. But it got that one, and it got this one. Got a little bit of that one. But on the ends here, they didn't touch these 3 on the end. And all my okra come up except for these 2. So I put some more seeds in there to see if they'll come up. My calendula is still doing pretty good up underneath the iris there. And my patty pan squash is coming up pretty good. I started out with about 2 or 3 of them coming up. So I've got about 4 in total over here. And they'll make a nice addition of something a little different than the straight neck squash that I have in the other bed that I normally grow every year. And my peppers are starting to shoot up. All my different kinds of peppers are doing nicely. I've got some peppers over here, and my celery over here. The weeds are starting to kind of take over here, but I'll just have to lay some more mulch down. I have not seen any thing coming from these radishes. I have planted, I mean not radishes, listen to me. Raspberries, y'all, raspberries. It might have to take some time. I haven't never grown raspberries before from a stem, so I'm not really sure how that goes down. But if any of y'all know, please comment down below. I'd love to have some comments about how that goes down in the growing process. And then over here, we're going to walk across here. And you can see my green beans and my celery a little bit better. There's my little owl my son bought me for Mother's Day one year. It's supposed to scare off the birds from eating your seeds. I'm going to come over here. And these are my grapes. And my grapes have not... Whoa, wait a minute. Hold up. This is a new development. So check it out, y'all. It's starting to leaf. How about that? Can't remember if this is the green one or the red grape I got. But anyway, I planted it close to the fence line so that it will trellis on that. So I'm excited about that. How about that? This one has not done anything yet, so we're gonna wait and see. We'll see what happens with that. Thank you for coming along with me today and seeing my first garden tour of things that are starting to pop and things that are new coming up. That was fabulous about the grapes. I had just looked the other day too, and there was nothing on them. I had thought about maybe doing a flower tour of some of my flowers that are coming up in my flower beds near the house. If y'all would be interested in a tour like that, just comment below and let me know. I'd be glad to do a vlog about that. Glad y'all could join me today, and hope that y'all are having a fabulous day. I hope y'all will join me on the next go around. Until next time, y'all have a wonderful night.